Hello, 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 YouTube. How you guys doing today? Hope everybody's doing good. Thank you for stopping by Real Talk Therapy today with your girl Ebony. Real Talk Therapy 101, pardon me. With your girl Ebony. Welcome to the second edition for this week. We're gonna dive on into it. You know, we try to keep this thing moving once we get started and go through our topics. And this week, of course, we're in Self-Care 105, and we are talking about self-reflection. We talked about what a reflection looks like. I can tell y'all one thing, the way that I'm set up in my little space right now, the reflection of the glare off my glasses sometimes gets next to your girl, but I can see. You understand what I'm saying? So I have to have these glasses on so that I can see. Self-reflection. Gotta have them. Gotta be able to see. So with that, let's go ahead and get into our custom-made t-shirt for the day. We will look at our Coach bag for the day and our shoes, kicks of the day, Nike, and go ahead and get into our conversation for today. Because as you all know, those of you that are vets to the channel, you've been here from day one to this day. I thank you and appreciate you. For those of you that are just joining, I hope you find the material and the content to be very helpful for dealing with any type of mental struggle, any type of, just mind-boggling thing that keeps you from moving from one destination to the next in your life. We learn and we grow. My age, I think about different things. It used to come on TV. I think it used to come on the weekends. I can't really remember. But there used to be a segment that said one to grow on. And so here on Real Talk Therapy, we talk about those things that we need to grow on, how we need to use them to grow and move forward, and how we can make the best of life where we are now without allowing where we've come from and what we've been through to be a factor to keep us stuck. So with that being said, let's get started. Oh, before I show the t-shirt of the day, I told you guys I was going to be featuring a lot of different stuff from Walk Down Clothing, owner and operator, Mrs. Holly Campbell. So here is the red Letterman's jacket. So of course I have on red and white today. So we pulled this puppy out for today. It's starting to warm up a little bit, but it was definitely worth having on running out and about earlier this morning, and especially, with how early my days start at times. So at any rate, let's go down to our shirt for today. So today's custom-made t-shirt says Self-Assessment, Real Talk Therapy 101. I'm going to go ahead and get information. That's what I'm saying anyway. Okay. There we go. All right, so our bag for today is simple, little belt. It's called a belt bag. I call it a mini fanny pack because it's not too much that I can get inside of here, but it's perfect for being out in the field when you're going to see clients, running to and fro like I do at times, so that I don't have to take all of my big artillery bags out when I'm getting out from location to location. So we're gonna go from there with our little red belt bag, fanny pack, what have you. This is our bag for the day, and of course, let's see here, our kicks for the day are the red Vapor Max. So we come on back up in here in this thing. Now let's talk about this thing. Self-reflection. So yesterday we talked about the man in the mirror. Where change needs to start. We looked at Michael Jackson's very, very, very famous hit song. It resonates in everyone's spirit today as well. And that one is Man in the Mirror. And we went over the lyrics of that song. And so with self-care and with this journey, now that we've gotten to this place to self-reflection, We want to be able to make sure that we continue to see clearly what was holding us back. We continue to see our way without going, back to places that we don't need to and or don't want to be in, without being able to avoid those things that had us stuck initially. And when you think about an assessment, I'm not sure where your mind goes, but in mental health and behavioral health, there are two types of assessments in the state of North Carolina. There's more, but what's commonly used is a diagnostic assessment, which really goes into depth with asking you information and gathering what's really going on with you from as far as you can remember in your childhood to what's going on with you currently. A comprehensive clinical assessment is one that's just gathering what's going on with you right now. What is it that has you stuck right now, and how can we help develop, a person-centered plan or a treatment plan to develop some goals to help you move from one point to the next. Gotta know, I gotta throw in that plug for DUI or DWI. There are assessments for that as well, just to assess what happened with you getting that DUI or that DWI, and what could be some underlying factors that you didn't even consider having you to go out here and become intoxicated or take medication or whatever the case may be and drive a vehicle. So that's another type of assessment. But in that, information is being gathered so that the correct process for treatment can be developed for you. And so in a self-assessment, you got to continue to gather that information. What works? What doesn't work? What will take me from one place to the next? How can I maneuver through this thing and really get to where I'm trying to go, have what it is that I want to have, be who it is that I want to be? What can I do? And so today we're going to look at one of my favorites again, a song, and the original singer and songwriter of this song was Jimmy Cliff. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was originally by Johnny Nash. But the first time I heard this song, it was on a movie called Cool Runnings. Very old movie about an African team that did some bobsledding and went to the Olympics. Very good movie. Funny. Very good movie. But Jimmy Cliff sang it as well. Nonetheless, the lyrics go a little like this. And I can see clearly now. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's going to be a bright, sunshiny day. Oh yes, I can make it now. The pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. I want to sing this so bad. So y'all got to go back and listen to it. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's going to be a bright, sunshiny day. Look all around. There's nothing but blue skies. I couldn't help myself. Look straight ahead. There's nothing but blue skies. And it goes back to the chorus of I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Listen, at this point in self-care, we've gone through the avenues of what got us here. What got us, to the point where we are. The good, the bad, the ugly. The wrong choices. We're going to still make some wrong choices. This time, we just have a little bit more, a little more resources to fall back on and look at, because we can see clearly now the mistakes that we've made, because we've gone through this process of looking and loving and becoming aware, developing and preserving ourselves. We've done some work, guys, in these past 4 weeks. It has been either liberating or devastating. And no matter which way it felt for you, it's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. There's nothing ahead but blue skies, if that's what you want for yourself. So when you do your self-assessment, when you're sitting back talking about what you want to have and where you want to be, when you look ahead with me, look ahead. Look for nothing but blue skies. If you look ahead at doom and gloom, that's what you're going to have. I have had some of my best days when it was cloudy and thunderstorming outside because I didn't allow what was going on around me to consume me. You got to get to a place where, all right, I'm going to have some bad moments. I'm going to have some bad days. I'm going to have some bad experiences in life. And I need to process and deal with those feelings. Remember, don't ignore your emotions. React without your emotions. Make decisions from a more sound place. But don't ignore how these days and how these things make you feel. Get to a place of acceptance to where I'm looking for blue skies. But if they're dark and gray, I know one day these clouds have to disappear. The sun is somewhere shining. It may not be shining where you are physically, but it's shining somewhere. So emotionally, mentally, when you start feeling that like you're in those pits and those depths of not being able to come back from where you tried so hard to get to, look ahead for nothing but blue skies. Your mind is a powerful, powerful tool. It will do whatever you will it to do. When we speak words, they are so powerful. If you keep walking around saying, I ain't gonna never have nothing, this is it for me, I ain't gonna be able to do this, I ain't gonna be able to go here, I can't afford that, I can't do this, then you won't. Because you've already put it in an atmosphere that you don't have the ability to do what it is that you want to do. You have to do that. On a personal note, using it as an example, I probably have enough education and degrees back here to go do whatever it was I sought out to do when I obtained those degrees. But then I went through a series of life events that led me to want to have real conversations with people about their mental health and their mental journey. This is vital. So I had to go back to school so that I could be able to do this and get paid for it. And what better job and or career to have than one that you love to do, no matter how you feel. Physically, I'm not feeling my best. I call it the hank when you get a little cold or you're going through something and you don't really know what it is. I've always called it the hank. So the hank was on me bad, but I got up, I got started, and I started moving. I could have laid there and let the hank have his way with me today because that's how bad I feel. But it's going to be a bright, sunshiny day. There's blue skies ahead. And if you don't believe that, it's going to be so hard for you to achieve that. If you believe it, you can achieve it. I don't know who said that, but it is true. You have to believe it. I know some people who will set their mind at whatever it is that they want, and they don't care how long it takes them to get it, but they start disciplining themselves. They start going without. They start, I can't go here, I can't do that. They'll convince themselves that they don't have it for anything else other than what they want to do. And it amazes me because your girl ain't there yet. I want some stuff and I'm still reckless. This is real talk. I'm not as reckless as I used to be when I want some stuff, but I'm still reckless. And that's the beauty of your mental journey. That's the beauty of these conversations. It's okay to make a mistake. It's just not okay to park there. It's okay to be angry and mad about something. Just don't let it consume you and be angry and upset and miss out on opportunities that will benefit and bless you. It's okay to fall short with some of your goals. Just don't give up. Remember, failure is an option. Losing is an option to a game. If we're playing a game, somebody will win and somebody will lose. So losing is an option. Just don't be a sore loser. Just don't be a failure who's set on failing and don't care about doing anything else. Don't be that person. Don't do that with yourself. Remember, if you get stuck somewhere, 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna really know which way to go. You're gonna get, so caught up and succumb to those feelings. You're not gonna understand how to move forward. You're not gonna try to move forward. And it's just gonna be crazy for you. Who wants to go through that? And why? Makes no sense. And if it doesn't make sense to you, why are you doing it? But you won't know if it makes sense to you or not if you don't do a self-assessment, if you don't gather the information that you need to gather, if you don't utilize the resources that you need to utilize, if you don't do the thing that you need to do, it just will not make sense to you. It can't. It's almost impossible. So one thing you got to do is get for real about yourself. And in a self-assessment, be honest with yourself. Right now, I ain't feeling my best, but there's got to be some blue skies ahead. I got to have some Zyrtec D around this house somewhere. And dig in one of these Coach bags and find me a pill. If not, let me go on to the pharmacy and get some. It's okay. And then if I start treating my allergies and sinuses, if that's not it, and I'm truly coming down with a cold or whatever, let's take care of it. So physically, I can be okay to do the things that I need to do. And that's what this mental health journey is. When you just don't feel okay, do something about it, guys. You have to. Your survival is vital. Because when you're in a dark place, you start responding from a dark place. When you're sad, you start, walking around like Eeyore. Come on. No more Debbie Downer. If you're going to be Debbie Downer, stay to yourself. Missing Marvin, missing Mary, stay to yourself. Because that old saying that misery loves company, that's so true. And when misery knocks at your door, don't be the company for misery. Listen, I'm here for you, and I got you. But this sounds like you might want to, see if there's some mental health providers in the area that you can go and talk to. This is out of my scope of practice. And I know in real life conversations you wouldn't say that, but just be like, look, I'm here for you to a degree, but if you feel like harming yourself, you got to go talk to somebody. And if you feel like harming somebody else, you better go talk to somebody before you find yourself in big people time out. And I don't know if I had told y'all or not, but big people time out is jail. And around here, it's on Big Street. Big people time out is where you go if you try to harm somebody else. Not even if you harm them, but if you try. And if you harm yourself, well, you know what's going to happen. You've ended your life. You've taken your own purpose away from whatever it may have been. And it's a choice you have to make, but it's one that I hope you don't make. Because I stand behind the mantra of you matter. When you do a self-assessment, you will see some things in you that matter to you and make a difference. You will see some ways that, pardon me for one second. I just looked over and I forgot to show y'all my scarf. So wintertime is here. Look, I'm going all off the subject, but I had looked over and forgot to show y'all my scarf. Wintertime is here, and your girl loves scarves, gloves, what have you. And so, Coach, They do it for me. It's time to break these good puppies out. So this is how I was coming through today. I gotta start taking a picture of me in the full ensemble with everything on and letting you guys see how I come through sometimes. But at any rate, self-assessment. Because if you don't do self-assessment, you're gonna head for self-destruction. Y'all remember that song? Oh God, KRS-One. Self-destruction. You're heading for self-destruction. And there was a couple of rappers in there. I'm gonna, when I get, when I'm doing with this, I'm gonna have to pull that up. Because that was one of my favorites. MC Lyte is on there. It's a couple of other people on self-destruction, but it was talking about, at the time what was happening in the hip-hop world and in the culture of black people. You won't hear me say African Americans or any black people, where we were killing each other. And it has not gotten any better. But that's another topic for another day. But when you think about self-destruction in yourself, if you're doing that self-assessment and you've done all this work to go from A to M, why would you go back to G? You need to be trying to go to N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. Keep going. Remember Nemo? Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Go. You want to stop and look back for a second, because it might be something you need to remember and bring from there to here. Do that, but do not go back that way. Don't do it. Don't do it. Lil Donald, one of my favorite rappers, a lot of songs that he has that I love. But there's one, it's called Do Better. And he has a remix to Do Better. And he's talking to a young lady, or talking to young ladies that are in abusive relationships, that are in relationships that don't serve them, and letting them know that they deserve better. And it's like, you don't deserve that. You don't deserve that, because you can do better. That song resonates, and y'all need to go and listen to the entire song. But there's one in the remix where he tells the girl, once you leave, don't go back. So when we're talking about self-assessment, once we move forward, don't go back. Paula Abdul. I take 2 steps forwards, you take 2 steps back. I can't keep running back there for you. Let's go. Let's go. It's time. It's time. Feel good about yourself. You're here. You're breathing. You're on this side of the dirt. That's something to celebrate. Celebrate. Madonna, come on. If we took a holiday, hey, took some time to celebrate just one day out of life, it would be, it would be so nice. Promise you. Celebrate where you are. Assess where you want to go. Now it's about what I can handle, what I can't, what I want to deal with, what I want, where I want to go, not where I've been. Hey, gotta feel good after that. And if not, we got some more work to do. It's okay if you ain't where I'm at. It's okay. We're going to get there. If you want to get there. So you can see clearly now if you've started truly doing the work. And the hardest thing to do is to look at ourselves and be honest with ourselves about where we want to go, what we want to do, and honest about where we've come from. Who cares? My past is my past. And if you still stuck there, boo-boo, you stay right on back there. Because I've moved on. There's a little meme around. I can't remember verbatim, but if you still there, I have a new address. I have a new attitude. The Pointer Sisters. No, that ain't the Pointer Sisters. That's Patti LaBelle. Ooh, 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 ooh. I got a new attitude. You gotta come back built with a new reputation. That's Future. And Last Breath from Creed. My guy Future said, I'm built with a new reputation. What was no longer is. And I don't care what y'all say. That's y'all. I've moved on. It's time to move, my friends. It's time to experience and live life. Breathe. Don't just exist, live. Get to a place where you find some good in every day and get the lesson out of everything that goes on, because everything that happens, it truly does happen for a reason. Sit back and process this stuff, and what you don't understand, get with someone that can help you. Remember, I told you, don't go to the mechanic for advice about getting your hair braided. Don't go to your nail tech for advice about your car, running hot. Go to the experts. Assuming that they're awesome out there. PM Dawn. Girl on the road today. I'm on the road today. Set adrift on memory bliss. Sometimes you can go back there. Just don't stay there. So, before I get too ahead of myself this week, we're going back to Jimmy Cliff. Where Jimmy Cliff say, there's nothing ahead but blue skies. But you have to see it. You have to will it. You have to want it. And just think about anything else in life that you've wanted, that you've achieved, and that you've gotten. Sometimes you receive things that you don't even want or don't know that you need. Sometimes we want what we don't need, and we need those things that we don't want. But only you know that. Only you can articulate that to others. And remember, articulate is just a fancy word for say it. Only you can tell people what it is that you want and what it is that you need. Just make sure it's beneficial to your mental well-being. That's all I ask, because you matter. I don't want to see nobody going back to A when they've made it to P. You control your narrative. You control your life. You do it. It's left up to you. And if you need a little help and want to talk about it, I'm here. Send me a DM on Instagram. I don't know if you can send a message, comment on YouTube. But just know these conversations are for you. These conversations will help you to see some things through. If you have not heard me say it or figured it out by now, music is a coping mechanism for me. I listen to the lyrics and apply it to what I'm going through. We have to do it. You have to find what relates to and or works for you. So, until tomorrow, guys, take some time for yourself. Do some self-reflection. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the dopest of them all? Me. However you feel about yourself is how you feel about yourself, and forget what the rest of them say or think. Forget it. Who cares? Doing this for y'all. I'm doing this for me. I'm rocking out this way for me. Do it. And see how good you feel. All right. Y'all be easy. See you guys tomorrow.